Mrs. Adventure Gear TV, welcome. There's trash all over the place. All right, guys, as you saw, we have a wild 24 hours ahead of us, but this trip is a little different. Most of you who know me know I love coffee, but today we have tea and a mystery co-pilot that I will share with you later. Let's get this adventure started. We bought this honey. It's got royal jelly in it. It was 35 bucks. I know that's crazy, that much for that amount of honey. It just has a little bit, just very minor rancid smell. And so what I want to do is I want to go to the shop and just ask them before I consume it, is this actually safe? Is that smell the normal smell? Problem solved. Got two honeys that are the same size as the original one. These ones have a little bit more of a sour smell, but not necessarily a rancid smell. And so very thankful that we have a good business here. We'll definitely recommend them. There's a lot of good honey products in there. Now we got some good honey for that tea later. And I think because there's royal jelly on this honey, that probably one of the best ways to keep it fresh. I don't know, guys, let me know. Am I supposed to refrigerate my honey or not? Now it's time for a Walmart run, but first I've got to check my Starlink because it stopped working, so hopefully it didn't overheat. Maybe the cable got jostled. So when I was loading out for today's trip, I did put another battery that I normally don't have in here, and hopefully it didn't like bounce and break my cable for my Starlink. Yeah, unfortunately that thing's toast. I mean, that's one of the disadvantages of having all these cables kind of randomly strewn about in here, is they can get damaged. That power right there is from the refrigerator, which is cooling off right now. Smells like food in there. One more stop, and then I'm going to reveal my big surprise. And that next stop is, of course, Uranus Fudge Factory. And we have a special guest appearance from Mrs. the illustrious Adventure Gear TV. Welcome. And actually today is probably the first time we've gone camping together in maybe 2 years. I think the last time was in the minivan, and I had a Zero Breeze Mark II air conditioner. And tonight we're camping again. She's giving me a second chance. I've got the Zero Breeze Mark III. So we're gonna try that out later. But first, let's just go take a quick peek at Uranus. And I almost forgot to mention while I was worried about the Starlink that I picked up this little skillet or this pot right here. This thing says it cooks at 300 or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm actually gonna cook with this. I'm gonna make dinner tonight. Got a really extra special recipe of lentils and better cheddars, and you know I love my better cheddars, so I think that's going to be a great little like jambalaya mix. And of course, no trip was complete without spending at least 20 bucks on chocolate. That'll probably last me a month or actually go bad before I finish it all. But they said not to put the fudge in the refrigerator because it'll dry it out, but these kind of fridges actually don't dry things out the way that other fridges do because it doesn't have a fan or a vent. After all the fun at Uranus, we're heading for a complete change of pace. I've been to this location before, which is sort of a witch's grave, and wanted to show my wife this piece of local Ozark legend. Theoretically, this is the grave of Eliza Jane Hancock Thomas, recorded in the U.S. Census in 1880 to have lived in this area. And the claim was this is the witch of the Ozarks. She was out here by herself, that she died out here alone on the trail. Somebody found her body and they buried her in this grave right here. Of course, as folks come by, they leave their trash all over the place here. The only reason I'm being really careful is the last time I was here, there was a snake right here, and it slithered away as I was walking up. So to be honest, the way that the grave is right now, the condition of it is honestly disgraceful. So not too happy with that. Not much I can do about it right now, but definitely not what we expected here. Well, babe, what did you think about Eliza's grave?
So she's not actually a witch. She passed away at 32 due to loneliness. Her friends found her during winter and they tried to carry her off to the cemetery and they couldn't make it because it was a harsh winter that year. So they buried her on the side of the road there.
Here, step one for us to set up the campsite is going to be to put my shades or my screens over the windows. So I love this awning. This is a new awning that I got over the last couple months. Set it up. My only gripe with it, it's not really a gripe. The way I set this up, I have that rope, and I wish this rope was about 2 feet longer or 3 feet longer. I would have been able to connect it there, but I have it wrapped around my roof rack. And then when I open the tailgate here in a second, the tailgate is just a little too wide and it's going to bump up a little bit on the awning. Oh, that is a perfect fit. Step one is complete. This is all about comfort. We got a little bit of shade. I know you're a tea drinker. I'm a coffee drinker. Do you want to have a cup of tea with me?
Yeah.
And this is going to be where we make dinner tonight. So to keep my coffee maker from falling while I'm traveling, I have everything plugged in here, and I actually wrap the cables around the legs. That way when I accelerate too fast, it doesn't fly off like this. So not the best way to transport that, but this is the best method for me without improving or making my shelving system any more sturdy. In the meantime, while we get settled, I want to grab this fan off the wall. This will also help a little bit with insect control and possibly give us just a little breeze to help with the heat. Now we've got some air, we've got some mosquito repellent, and we have the beautiful Tabitha with us today. So the real question is it time to try some of that tea?
Yes.
12 ounces, right?
Yep.
All right, babe, I think everybody wants to know, how do you like your honey? How do you like your tea?
Hot with a little bit of honey.
So I messed up that other Starlink cable, but this is in fact the cable that came with the Starlink mount, the Venture Vans mount. This one is way more robust. The main reason I use that other cable that broke is because it's long enough. That Venture Vans cable is about 4 feet too short to reach where I want it for my vehicle. Luckily, I have this extra power station that I brought with me today. So now I can just hook the Starlink directly into this power station. If I haven't shared this with you before, that thing is super strong. It's great for when everything's working. It's great to make sure that this doesn't fall off. I even think it's so strong that it's almost anti-theft just enough. As you see, I almost fell off with it. Ooh, it's so hot. And in case you are curious, the Venture Vans case, the Starlink right there, everything actually works pretty well, even though I'm here and I've got a little bit of tree cover all around me. So since we never really go camping together, of course, everything is set up for solo adventure, which includes me with the Wi-Fi on the Starlink and all of that. But the password is capital B. And now that I'm done with all those shenanigans, do you actually want your tea?
Yeah.
I'm using the Blue Eddy Elite 200 V2 to make our tea today. The coffee maker here is pulling about 1400 watts. Usually when I make a cup of coffee, it costs me 1 to 2% of power. So we could make coffee all night long, no problem. And I keep saying coffee, but right now I actually mean tea. I'm getting hungry, so I wanted to talk about this Ceramax electric cooker that I saw at Walmart. I had to get it. And they claim that this is cooking made easy for all of your favorite dishes. I'm just honestly excited to try this thing out. The rice mix has lentils, rice, some other veggies in it, but I'm just gonna add maybe about 2 cups. Whoa, that thing was already very hot. And this water is already boiling, so even though this thing costs a lot of energy to cook with, it will cook in a very timely and efficient manner. The key ingredient that we are missing is, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I love cold water and better cheddars. You want one too?
I'm sure.
It is warm to the touch, but nowhere here is it hot. I could actually rest it on my hand. I don't want to like spill it, but the whole thing sitting on my hand, that for me is actually pretty impressive. And if I had to voice one complaint, it would be honestly that this thing is just a little too small. This is a perfect size or a perfect portion for 2 people, but I am at the limit of what will fit in here. And actually I said that was my only complaint, but I have one more, and that is that 300 degrees and 350 degrees are so close. Why not make it something like either 200 or 250 and 350? Around 200, maybe 220, that would be the simmer, and then the cook would be 350, and then you'd be able to do like boil and simmer without really having to cycle this thing on and off. On its lowest setting, it was pulling 406 watts. In its highest setting, it was pulling 766 watts. And then to warm up, it was pulling 1400 watts. Overall, out of my 2 kilowatt hour battery, it pulled about 14%. Sorry to go technical on you, but I wanted to share those details because some folks want to know those facts. That is just nuts how quickly and easily that thing got clean inside. Highly recommend this as of right now. I mean, that is a first use. I don't know how this is going to hold up over time. So traveling with 2 people and this air conditioner takes up quite a bit of space. I need to organize everything, get the air conditioner set up so we can start getting comfortable for tonight. The good thing about the Zero Breeze versus I think all of the other air conditioner brands that I've tried is you can daisy chain these batteries, so this thing with all of its batteries will work together. So the bottom battery, plug this in. Now I've got the cable for the top one, which will go into the Zero Breeze. One of the best things about the Zero Breeze is it is not super heavy. It's just light enough that it's easy for me to move it around. Believe it or not, that's a perfect fit. Just want to get that locked in. Get this facing this way. Theoretically, I have enough battery power for this system to run all night. It's on rocket mode with its max fan setting. Once that gets cooling, I'm gonna feel a whole lot better. So this thing is set up right now. It's currently putting out about 64 degree Fahrenheit air. And the number one thing with something like this is it is pulling the moisture out of the air. I don't have this thing perfectly sealed. I feel like for this setup, I need to make something to make this much more efficient. Are you getting comfort? You're behind me and I have it blowing on me.
It's a little cooler.
A little cooler?
Yeah.
Just a little though, right?
Just a little.
I've got the hose coming out of the HVAC centered in the middle of the bed. We made ourselves just a little microclimate space, and so now we can get under here. All the cold air will essentially focus on our bodies. It'll be impossible to cool the whole minivan for sure. So honestly, I wish I had done this when we first got here. We got this nice bubble. This bubble is full of 64 degree Fahrenheit air. Let's get under this bubble and cool off.
You time to tick again?
Yep.
Oh my God, the moment you step out.
Yep. Well guys, it's actually, the sun is starting to set a little bit. We've got scattered thunderstorms on the forecast for the rest of the night. So I think Tabitha actually fell asleep in there, which no problem at all. But I really appreciate her coming out with me. She's super camera shy, not a problem at all. She's actually a really good photographer or filmographer, videographer, I think is the right word. She takes a lot of the videos for me, holds the camera a lot for me. So if you don't mind, just say hi Tabitha in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. The lights work pretty good, and the surface area or the space under the awning is almost twice what it was with my prior awning. So for just that little bit of rain splatter, which I'll keep this door closed to avoid that, really not a huge deal. And I've just been hanging this battery bank right here. It's just a little anchor battery. It's actually not getting wet right here, even though the top of the van is getting wet essentially right there. Well, guys, it's past my bedtime, and I can tell because my watch is not turning on when I turn it, which is at actually 9 p.m. I pulled about 20 ticks off of me today. A couple of them embedded, and she helped me pull them off a little bit ago. But if you're trying to avoid tick-borne illnesses, then you definitely don't want to be camping here. So we're gonna get some sleep. We're gonna get this AC cranked back up. Okay, babe, first night in 2 years minivan camping. We had a lot more stuff in the van than we did last time. And I'm just gonna throw a bunch of stuff out there and just tell me whether you agree or disagree. It wasn't as comfortable as I talked it up to be.
I agree with that. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so we got that new, it's actually a pretty decent bed. It's that Hele Box Duo bed. I put way too much air in that mattress. It's like a foam / air mattress, and I need to let some of that air out to make it softer, because my legs were actually not super comfortable with it being that
Firm?
That firm, yeah. All right, question number 2. I've got my coffee. Would you rather hang here for a little longer, or would you rather get you'd rather get your tea at home than hang out here for another hour or so?
Yes.
There's not as much room in that minivan as you expected, right?
No, there isn't.
Because I have all the stuff in there for camping, mostly solo. We had talked about going to Overland Expo in Virginia. That'll be a week long. Do you think you can survive a week in the minivan?
Yeah, we'll see.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
We'll have to sneak a couple of hotel stays in the middle, right?